think we're on here. I'm going to share with you something that happened to me yesterday, which is just incredible. And I actually probably should go to my YouTube thing so I can see the comments on here. All right, so this is crazy. Let me just bring up YouTube here so I can see if there are any comments because I forgot to put it on this thing here. Bear with me just a second. Let me go to my channel here. And I don't know if I can get this or not. All right, so I'm not sure how to do it. All right, so check this out. So I was working with a lady yesterday, and she didn't have a whole lot going on financially, and just a nice lady. And I, we had a good chat for about an hour, but I wasn't going to charge her simply because, she didn't have any money, and I felt bad for her, and I think I was able to give her some good advice. But it's funny because I don't think I've held this back from anybody, but I do believe that Jesus lived and died and was resurrected. All right. That's what a Christian is. So Christianity is about one thing and one thing only. Did Jesus live? Did Jesus die? And was he resurrected? Resurrection of Jesus. And it's all good. If you didn't get resurrected, then it's not all good. That's simple. So as a Christian, we're supposed to live in loving other human beings. It's hard. I get that. But so I'm working with this lady. And I'm not going to charge her because I think it was just, I just think it was like doing good work and good deeds. Now, as a Christian, too, as you know, good works don't get you to heaven. Your good works don't get you to heaven. And in fact, just believing in Jesus doesn't get you to heaven because the devil believes in Jesus. Is believing in Jesus and acknowledging your sins. That's what it does. So good works don't. So what happened yesterday? So I work with this lady, and I get off the horn, and she's on her way, and I think I was able to give her some good advice. And I'm sitting there, and my wife comes in. She goes, "Well, how'd that call go?" I said, "No, it went pretty well, but I didn't get paid for it." And she says, "That's okay." And I said, "Nah, no, I believe that good things happen. God will take care. That's, God provides. I do believe that." And I said, "I just don't know when, where, or how, but I think he will." And my wife said, "Yeah, absolutely." So literally 20 minutes later, as I literally go upstairs, I take a shower, I do my shave and all that. I come downstairs and I get an email from some guy saying that he loves what I'm doing and that, I gave him some good advice by email. He goes, and he says, "I'm going to give you $500 in order you can provide good work for somebody else." Literally, my friends. So I provide good work for this lady who actually does good work for herself or children who've got issues in their own minds, and she's not getting paid a ton of money for that. I don't charge her. This lady doesn't charge the kids or the families. The government pays a little bit because she's in that kind of world. I said, "I'm not going to charge you." And this guy says, he likes what I'm doing. He hopes I do more, and he's going to give me $500. Now, I don't know this guy from Adam, but he likes what I'm doing. And what's my fee to charge people? $500. Now, tell me that's not a coincidence. That's amazing to me because literally I just got done saying to my wife, I don't know how I'm going to get paid, but I trust that God's going to take care of it. And the trust in God is a tough thing, my friends. It is hard to do because you don't know what the future holds, which is why we can easily get distracted by the negativity of the world because we can always see that it's going to get worse. We always worried about the negatives more than we're happy about the positive. Dan Kahneman and Amos Tversky have done studies on this that says people are 200% more scared than 100%. They're basically twice as much scared as worried as they are happy and positive. There's studies on this. It's really, in this case, not even debatable. More people are concerned than they are happy. So if I were to say, I get for every $2 of concern, I get $1 happiness, if that makes sense. It's sad, actually, because we're always negative. And so the negativity it feeds us, which is why we like this dystopian novels and books and TV shows and whatnot, because we're naturally prone to being concerned and scared, fearful, frightened. And that is human nature. And so I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, man, I got 4 kids, man. I don't have any income coming in other than a small amount from YouTube and a couple of people pay me every month. I said, I can't just be giving away my time. And this lady, but I couldn't help it. This lady's doing good work. And so this guy just says, "Here's a check for $500. Literally 20 minutes later. It's insane. How does that possibly work? Is that a coincidence? No. I'm telling you, it's divine. And you don't have to believe in a Christian God. And I don't care what I do care, but you can believe whatever you want. But tell me, that's just from some primordial soup or whatever it is we're all just, created from some cosmic nature thing. Tell me it's not some kind of divinity in you're living your life. These coincidences just don't happen. It's crazy. I just find it amazing. Some guy who doesn't know me sends me $500 because he likes my YouTube channel, thinks I'm doing good things for people who need it. This lady who doesn't know me calls me, lays it all on the line for me, asking for help in her financial situation. And the irony of it all is she was a same-sex couple and her partner died. And the funny thing is, not the funny thing, disturbing me is a lot of Christians get, we did bad. We didn't open our love and our hearts to people who love people differently than what we think they should. And that's not good. And so anyways, it's interesting to me because she was from a same-sex relationship, but she's doing wonderful things for kids. And I'm telling you, if you have a child who's got dyslexia, autism, speech therapies, never mind just physical impairments, you don't care if they're a same-sex couple. You want them from a lady who's living in a same-sex couple. You're just looking for help for your kid. And when you think about it from the pure Christian basis of loving your neighbors, you don't care. You're saying, I don't care who you love. I just need help for my child. And trust me, as someone who has 2 kids with speech impediments and one with dyslexia, but thank the good Lord I had the resources to afford to pay for tutors to get my one kid who had deep dyslexia to be able to read. I mean, shoot, he can read War and Peace and Atlas Shrugged now, this kid, because I was able to pay for that. But I see these other children out there who don't have the resources. Who knows where the hell their dad is? Their mom's working. I mean, I get it. There are some moms who aren't. I get all that. But man, do you really think a kid with dyslexia in some of these horrible schools is going to say, oh, no, I can't get speech therapists because the woman who's going to give me speech parenthesis is in love with another woman? It's crazy. It's crazy. And so they don't care. The mom doesn't care. They just want to say, I just need help. And so what happened was, when I told this guy who gave me that $500, I said, you know what you've done here now? Your $500 went to me, went to her, went to the children ultimately. That's what happened. And so in his generosity, he's giving to those children for this one lady to help those children with their speech issues. And I tell you, man, if you haven't been a giver in your life, there's nothing. I mean, I feel like crying right now just thinking about it. There's nothing better than the feeling of giving, knowing you're going to help some kid out there who can't take care of himself, because a child is too young to be able to determine what's going on, everybody. This is just me on a preaching rant, so there's nothing financial planning. But I tell you, if you read Randy Alcorn, The Treasure Principle, this all financial planning revolves around preaching for sure. Not preaching like, oh, we're all going to die, we're all going to hell. It's preaching about how you can. This is why I do love Dave Ramsey. I just got done doing a video on Dave Ramsey and is insane about reverse mortgages. But why I do love Dave Ramsey is because, like, Dave, I mean, you're doing good by getting people out of debt so they don't have the shackles of slavery of being in debt. That's wonderful, 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 because the more debt you have, the less you can give. And the less you give, the less you feel good about yourself, because the more you give, the better you feel. It's just all there is to it. Why do people like to give? Because it makes them feel good. It feels good to go out to a homeless guy and say, here's some money. And at the end of the day, I don't care what the guy does with the money. It's not up to me. It's up to him. I mean, obviously I don't want to give some crackhead, money so he could turn around and buy crack, but it feels good to give to the church. It feels good to give your time. It feels good to give to those kids who need dyslexia training. It feels good to do all that, but you still have to have the resources to be able to give your time and your wealth. I don't, because I don't have any income coming in because I'm doing this. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I have a little bit of money, like I said, from YouTube and from clients paying me, but I don't have where I could tithe what I used to do. And it's too bad, but I have, there are other people out there doing good work. It's wonderful. So I'm helping this lady for free. She's helping her kids for free. This guy over here said, Josh, I love what you're doing. I'm going to send you $500 to help this lady for free. I do not want anyone to think I'm asking. Do not send me money. Please. I'm not using this to say, oh, this is a great way to give. No, I won't take it. Do not do that. If you say, oh, this is good, I'm going to give you money, it's paying it forward, just like Fishing Buddy, my man up in Maine, says. But don't send me money. If you do, I will not take your check. So if you're wanting to give to people, give it to, I don't care. Give it to the Boys Club. Whatever your issue is, that's up to you. The International Dyslexic Association, I'm very fond of. I don't care. St. Jude's. But this is not for that. This is just to say, when you get out of debt and when you get a good, solid financial plan, it just puts you on a little bit even keel where you're like, you can take a deep breath. You can look at the world around you and you say, something, it's going to be okay. I can beat back the negativity that's out there, because there's lots of negativity out there, which is why, Frank, I got off Facebook. I still have my Facebook channel, Heritage Wealth Planning, but I was getting too caught up in the diatribes and negativity. I just couldn't take it. It's making me mad. And I said, I'm not doing that anymore. It makes me mad. I'm just going straight to YouTube and just doing my YouTube channel because I could feel it's not being pulled in the direction of Jesus, it's being pulled in the direction of the devil. And if you ever read a book, C.S. Lewis, The Screwtape Letters is the best book I can recommend to get a picture of what truly Jesus wants you to do. And again, whatever your Christian, whatever, this is a Christian God, whatever your God is, your divine inspiration, your spirit, that's up to you. I don't care. Again, I don't say I don't care, but if you have a spiritual basis that there's something more than you on this earth, I'm just telling you right now, C.S. Lewis's book on that is wonderful because it comes from the perspective of the devil trying to tempt this guy during the midst of World War II. And C.S. Lewis said it's the hardest book he had written because he had to write it as from the devil's perspective. And he says he couldn't do that as a Christian. It was hard. It really bothered him. It's kind of like me going on Facebook. I see just being drawn into all his negativity, and I see him like essentially attacking people who are near and dear to my. I'm not that bad, but some of these guys are out there like I'll never get on Twitter. My goodness, I mean, these people are crazy. Why would you want to say stuff like that to other people? It's crazy and just Anyway, that's the whole point of this. I love it, man. I love the coincidences. So I'm going to share with you just a story that has made me come to, again, what my Lord is, Jesus, and your Lord can be somebody different. It doesn't have to be. If you go to Alcoholics Anonymous, we always say, and I've been a long time since I've been there, but I've been sober for 20 and 1/2 years. May 25th, 1997 was the last time alcohol touched these sweet lips of mine, other than one time at the American Legion where some guy gave me I think it was a vodka and ginger ale, and I just took a sip and whoa! I said, no. And so I had to give it back. But that's the only time alcohol has touched these lips in 20 years and 6 months or so. But anyway, what they even say at Alcoholics Anonymous is you got to understand there's a greater calling for you. You don't know, you're not in charge of your life. Something else is in charge. And once you kind of put that on the person or the thing or the spirit of whatever it is that your higher power, that's what it is, your higher power, be it your spirit, be it your God, I don't care what it is. But whatever you put on your spirit, you say to yourself, it's out of my hands. I can just control what I can do today. I can control. That's why they say one day at a time, by the way. I can't control if Josh doesn't drink tomorrow, but I can control if I don't drink today. I can control if I drink coffee as opposed to drinking some alcohol today. I can control that today, but I cannot control what I do tomorrow. So it's one day at a time. And I'm going to put it up to my higher power. In this case, as a Christian God, to say, God, grant me the serenity to change the things I can and the knowledge to recognize what I can't. And I can't change how other people react to me, but I can change how I react to other people. All right, so let me just share with you one thing. So I'm sitting there. My second daughter was born. And she had what's called ventricular tachycardia, which is a very, very, very rare heartbeat where it was like a double bass drum on a speed metal band, if you know what I'm talking about. So when she came out, it was beating fast. It was off the charts how fast it was beating. And it's called ventricular tachycardia. And we had a medevac from Harrisonburg Hospital in Rockham County to UVA, University of Virginia hospital. Long story short, so my wife goes down there on the ambulance, and we didn't think she was going to survive. You could just see it in the nurses and even the doc's eyes. They were very, very concerned. It was frightening to me. Anyway, so my wife is down there. I got my other daughter, it was just 3 at that time, and I'll never forget this, man. And so I called. They gave me a number to call to check on her at the UVA NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit. And I this was about 11:30 at night. And I called down there because my wife's down there. My daughter, Chloe, is down there. And I have no clue if she's okay. But you could see the fear in the nurse's eyes. I didn't think this was going to be good. It was frightening. So I called down there, and I'll never forget this lady named Joanna. I picked up the phone, was just rude as could be. And I forgive her. Absolutely, because I know she's got a hard dealing with, and there's lots of crack babies down there. I just know it's a tough job. So I called down there. She just rooted me. She goes, account number. I said, I don't know. They didn't give me an account number. They just said, Chloe's going to be down there in the UVA NICU. And, blah, blah, blah. My name is Chloe. My name is Josh, blah, blah, blah. She goes, I need an account number. And she's very terse with me and just very basically hung up on me because I didn't have the account number. Hung up the phone, and I get on my hand. I tell you, I've never felt as out of control as possible. I get on my hands and knees, and I'm just bawling, man, like a big old baby looking for my passy. I'm just bawling. And I said, because it's completely, there's nothing I could have done. There's nothing. You want to feel helpless. There's nothing I could have done. I just felt, man. And so I get on my hands and knees, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this feeling of just complete peace comes over me. And I feel it in my head. Josh, it's going to be okay. I'm telling you, man, I don't know what it is. I look at it as a Christian, lover of Christian God. I think it's the Holy Spirit. But I'm telling you, I had never felt that in my life. It's complete, you call it serenity. That's what we call serenity prayer. You want to hear serenity? I'll never forget that. It's feeling complete peace. Josh is going to be okay. It didn't say Josh or Chloe will be okay. It said it's going to be okay. And I don't know what that meant. I don't know if it meant that. I have no idea. I didn't say to me, you're going to be rich, you're going to be famous, you're going to have this, you're going to have that, or even Chloe's going to survive. It just said it's going to be okay. I'll never forget, I talked to these people up in Pennsylvania a few years later, and they said it was just my body, my brain kind of not playing tricks, but basically guiding me, trying to put me in basically saying it wasn't the Holy Spirit, it's your brain, essentially a psychological thing where your brain is saying defensive mechanism. I don't believe that for 2 seconds, because it wasn't like in The Simpsons where God breaks out of the clouds and comes down and says, "Oh, Homer." It wasn't like that. It was just in my head. And it wasn't like Josh, you'll be, it wasn't like Paul on the road to Damascus, that was Saul, where Jesus blinds him and says with the blinding light, "Paul, why do you persecute me?" It wasn't like that. It was just, Josh is going to be okay. I tell you, man, it was the best story I've ever had in my life. And, Frank, I've sinned so many times since then, even though knowing full well that I do know that there's something out there beyond me. And I don't know what it is. I don't have any proof. You don't have any proof. But I'll tell you right there, that changed everything for me. And as a sinner, I said, it's going to be okay, even though you're a sinner. And that's why I know God loves all, regardless of who you love, regardless of who you are, regardless of what you've done. He loves all. And when you feel like that, you have an obligation to those children to provide for them however you can, be it money, be it your time, just be it your prayers, however you can. Oh, man. And it's such a wonderful thing. Now, it turns out that Chloe did fine. I mean, she's in the NICU for a month, and she had a lot going on down there, and it costs a lot of money for sure. And it does still frustrate me, because I know there are some people who go down there and the hospital pay for their bills where they didn't pay for ours. And I said, wait, why are you paying for those guys' bills? They got more money than us. It's the nature of being a human being. You get jealous, you get upset, you do. But if you can just kind of go back into your serenity prayer to take care of things you can control. And you can control if you get mad. You can control if you stay happy. You can control if you drink. You can control if you go on Facebook and get mad. You can control these things. You're still going to fall. I'm just telling you right now. Lastly, and I'll just shut up. I shared that story with 1 million people Sunday about Chloe. And I cannot tell you how many people told me the same thing, that they had that serenity moment where a Holy Spirit of some sort says it's going to be okay. The peaceful nature. Now, I have other people, it never happened to me. I don't know how God works. I don't know why the Holy Spirit said to me directly, where I could absolutely pigeonhole the voice. I can pigeonhole the time. I can pigeonhole in my head. I don't know why. But I've had other people say it never happened to me. So does that mean I'm not good enough? I don't know. I frankly don't know. All I know is for me, that's what I know. And I would say that people who don't have faith because they haven't had that lightning, you're going to have to figure that out on your own. And you do that by your own prayers, your own research, whatever you want to do. But coincidences, man, they don't just happen. There's something there. I'm just telling you, there's something there, and I don't know what it is, but it's a wonderful thing. So to you, my friend, who donated that $500 to me, and you know who you are if you're watching this, blessings to you. Again, if I start crying, I'm a big baby when it comes to stuff. But, man, there are kids out there who need it desperately. And it breaks your heart knowing that there's some children out there who aren't going to get a good head start because their situation that they did not bring on themselves is holding them back. And if you can do something, and I can do something, and this lady right here can do something to better off their lives, be it financially, through prayers, through time, man, it's a wonderful thing, and you will feel good about it. So that's all I got to say to here today. Thanks for hearing my little thing here. I appreciate it. God bless to you all, and I'll go back to doing more angry financial planning videos next. Thanks, guys.